All right, so we're here with Arkadiy. Arkadiy has done amazing things, like very, very powerful in terms of like how he shows up. And I really wanted to share this with everyone that watches our content because I just think it's really about knowing what to do with your time and what you should focus on. A lot of business owners are just like overwhelmed because they're focusing on the wrong places that don't generate revenue. So I want to kind of just get Arkadiy's story so he can share with you how to move the needle. Anyone considering working with us as well, what do they kind of need to focus on when they start the work with us? But yeah, if you can start, just like share with us a couple key factors on like where were you at before you started working with us, emotionally, revenue wise, systems wise.
So we started working a year ago with the coach. That was amazing at talking. Like we've been chatting a lot, but we didn't get that many results, unfortunately. We got some sort of ROI on the investment, but it wasn't and like it wasn't anywhere near the goal we set in the beginning. Our sales conversion was at 10% per month on average for half a year. We made like maximum one sale given that we maybe had like 10 or 15 or 20 or 30 calls, not fun whatsoever. We were getting in debt. Payments to our coach were quite nice and big, and the debt got nicer and bigger every single payment as well. And it didn't get smaller, unfortunately. And when we talked to Ben, we were like, okay, it's either going to be us failing miserably and declaring bankruptcy and never doing this again, or we will actually manage to get out of debt and make more money and be more happy and help more people, right? So like that kind of deal. I am glad that we took that step and decided to work with Ben because we did manage to get out of that. We just did it before yesterday, paid off the last $1,000, and we managed to get our bookings doubled and get our sales conversion to 50% and make more sales and get to consistent 3, 4, sometimes 5 clients a month and improve our systems and our booking systems and our closing systems and find some new friends as well as generally have more success with their business.
That's really touching. Wow, amazing job. Like you settled your debt. How does that feel to like be out of debt now?
It was amazing, to be honest. It's a new beginning. You know, there's a great quote I recently heard, like when the end comes and you feel like you've done everything, that's where it will begin. So it feels like a new beginning to scale up even more.
That's beautiful. And so just a bit more in the emotional side, like how did it feel when you were in that program with your past coach and you really weren't getting that ROI?
It felt terrible. It's like doing the things that you've been told to do and taking action. And I mean, I would assume that I am an action taker in a way or two simply because that's what I do. And when you take action on the things that you're told to take action on and you don't see any results, you start to question how good you are, not how good your coach are. I start to question whether I suck or not. Yeah, and it doesn't feel good to feel like you suck for half a year straight because that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, I completely resonate. What strategies were they teaching you for client acquisition?
That's actually the problem. I cannot clarify that even to myself yet. I'd say the simplest funnel, get a community, build a community, invite people to challenges, sell people on the challenges, have a two call model. I wouldn't say it's bad. It got us to our first sales in the beginning. I just wouldn't say it's good to scale. It's not scalable or sustainable. At least it wasn't for us, right? So like I do believe every system can teach you something. This system did teach us something. It was just not for us. It was not enough to get to the level we want to go. It was okay for somebody who wanted to stay here. Like we just wanted to be here.
That's pivotal, I think. Like, and I wanted to ask, like, what were the core issues with why that was so difficult to sustain and scale, do you think?
I suppose like working with you, Ben, like one of the biggest things, like focus on the revenue generating tasks. You have a very good outline and a very good set of systems on how to execute on those revenue generating tasks. I never had those systems with the past coach. Like I never been told how to actually convert people in DMs to booked calls or how to convert them from sales calls to closed calls. There was like a script of some sort that was not the best, and there was never any sort of like guidance on how to talk to people in DMs. And those are like two of the most important things in the beginning to learn. And we didn't have any systems set up for that. Like we've been sending these long messages to people, inviting them to our challenges, and obviously the response rate wasn't as high.
Good to hear that kind of response because I think a lot of people experience that. Did a lot of people in that program you were in have the same kind of experience as you or similar?
I could not network with everyone, but I would say that I do know at least one person who experienced the same exact thing.
I imagine how many people that maybe you didn't talk to that were experiencing that as well. Like I know when I was in masterminds and programs in the past, there was a lot of people I was always the most successful person in there because I would just work 100 hours a week and then just like do whatever it took. But I saw a lot of people couldn't create success with it. So tell about your business model. Like, who's your niche, offer, pricing? How do you deliver?
We help women in menopause and perimenopause, so women 40 plus or sometimes below. That really depends on many factors. Our price point is $2,000 right now, getting it up to three. I'd say before working with Ben, we've been overworking a bit. We've been offering too much for too little as well. That's like a good point, I guess, to bring. Like we've been offering way too many weekly sessions and way too many one-on-ones. We actually got everything down. We got weekly sessions down and one-on-one sessions down, and we still charge the same money. And people actually get more results than before, which is crazy, right? We just recently had a lady, she lost 5 pounds in 5 days.
That's so
A
good.
little bit of self-promotion. But
Okay.
I would say I do believe that this kind of result wouldn't be possible if we wouldn't follow Ben's advice on removing a lot of support, because we just left what really matters, and that allows people to take the right action without wasting their time on doing the things that don't matter. And that is really important for us as well.
And just to give context to what Arkadiy's saying, so we solve problems in a top-down approach. First, we solve the lead gen, and then we get a good quality, a good flow of leads coming. We solve the booking problem, we solve the sales problem, and then we solve the onboarding and delivery. So once we got 5 to 8 sales a month coming through, we solve the onboarding and the delivery. And now what we're working with Arkadiy on is price increases and targeting. So you can have people with more buying power coming into the funnel, and it makes everything convert better. I just wanted to kind of ask a bit more about that because that was really key what you were mentioning. Like your price point was 2K when you started with us, it's 2K now. How many sales were you making before you started on average, and how many are you making now on average per month?
We've been making an average of 1 to 0. Very impressive number per month before starting together with you. And now we're making on average from 3 to 5 minimum. We don't make less than, I mean, we didn't have, since we started working, we didn't make less than that. So I don't know how January will look like.
And you're thinking of any back end offers, or you want to stay with just this front end offer? What are you thinking the next steps would be now you've solved this acquisition issue?
Getting better at it, definitely getting more sales per month, increasing the prices first, and then maybe creating like an ambassador program, like MLM, if that makes sense. That would be interesting. Always wanted to help people make more money.
That's awesome. Love that. So you said how you felt before you started with us. How do you feel now about your business and yourself and life?
I never felt happier, to be perfectly honest, about our business. Like the past 2 years, it was a constant. I'll use a bit of a vulgar language. It was a fuck up after a fuck up after a fuck up. And now I just wake up feeling happy. Like I can have my favorite pipe with a cup of coffee in the morning, watching, the sunset or sunrise if it's morning with my wife, and just feel like I can breathe, not feeling fucking depressed every day.
I feel like so many people would resonate with that. I definitely resonated with that when I was in the situation when you started. I've been there, so I get that. Talk to me about, have you got one of our outreach specialists or you have your own VA still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I,
But RVA was taught on your systems. So,
yeah, she was taught on the systems. And you're on Facebook and Instagram,
what do you mean by that?
like you're targeting on Facebook and Instagram. So this is all happening through Facebook and Instagram organically.
Yeah, we're targeting on Facebook and Instagram. I missed the
Oh,
message.
yeah.
Yeah, we're planning to extend to LinkedIn as well.
So this all happened within, so what you noticed in the first month, tell me about the growth. I think you went from 0 to 8 sales in first month.
The first month was 8 sales indeed. It was, or rather, I would say the combination of we started working end of the August. We started like officially working beginning of September, but we started working end of August. And so it was 3 then and 5 after. So like end of August, like the last 5 days, 3 sales, then beginning of September, 5 sales. So I would combine it, 8 sales in the first 30 days. Our response rates went up, our messaging went up, our bookings went up since we started working pretty much immediately, I would say. Like I didn't notice that path of like waiting for a month until we start seeing results. We started seeing results immediately. I would say your sales call when you were selling me was valuable, more valuable than a coaching session with their coach in many ways, because I managed to close my first high ticket client from the advice you gave me on the sales call.
That's about value, all of those calls that like I like to have with people. It's really about solving their problems and delivering value. So yeah, thanks so much for this. I really appreciate you jumping on here. I know you're busy with all these bookings and running your business, but it's really good to speak.